do you feel?
Let's do a bonus round. Like a random question.
I got a question. Are you still hungry?
Because you heard my stomach growl.
What's up, you guys? It's Jasmine D. Cass, and welcome back to my channel. So today we have my girl Tila here.
Hi guys.
We're basically doing a Valentine's Day mukbang. So we have a couple of things that we feel like people normally eat for Valentine's Day. We have some chocolate covered strawberries. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it kind of melted a little bit. But we have those. We have some cinnamon buns from, wait. We have some buns from Cinnabon. They're like cinnamon rolls. And then we have like the traditional chocolate.
The assorted chocolates.
Yeah. By Whiteman Sampler.
I think it's Whitman's.
Whitman Sampler. And then we have some Jack Daniel's chocolate. And then we have Hershey bars. And then there's chocolate inside the roses here as well. We also got these DIY wreaths. You just color them in. They're like wooden wreaths. So we might do those later on.
Yeah, later on. Inside we have questions for both Jasmine and I, 6 apiece that we will be answering.
Yeah. So
in regards to like relationships, Valentine's, and love, and just, you know.
They're like questions we thought that you guys might have yourself, so we're gonna be answering those as we're eating.
Yeah.
So let's get into the video. You wanna go first?
Yeah.
I think you should go first.
I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
So, your question is, what relationship superpower would you like to have? Or what do you believe is one of your strengths you possess in your relationship?
I feel like a superpower I would like to have in our relationship, if I could have one, would be...
These are good.
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like I would like to be able to, I guess, read his mind. But
so that'll be your superpower to
yeah,
like know what he's thinking.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, it's not like I have to, you know, because I feel like some people will be like, why, what's going on? You guys are not communicating. We're really good at communicating, but it would be cool to be able to read his mind, I feel like.
I mean, this is kind of a follow-up to that question that I just thought of. But it's like, if you were to be able to read his mind, you don't think that would like get in the way of you guys' relationship as far as like, what if he's thinking something that you don't want to hear at the moment? Especially if you're the sensitive type and you know you're gonna like be affected by it and feel some type of way.
But I feel like with us, we're very like open and we communicate really well. So it would just be cool just to be able to read his mind. But the idea of it would be cool, not to like try and know anything or, you know, be invasive. That was a good question though.
Okay, see, I did good. First question.
What do you enjoy the most about being in a relationship?
What I enjoyed the most is just having that companionship, like in another person, but more so like having your other half, like your better half. So if there's something that you can't necessarily get through on your own, you have your significant other to help you.
Partner.
Yeah, to go through it, or just to, you know, get you through it, guide along.
The
just like not being alone. Yeah, Jinx, knock on wood.
There's no wait. The wood right here.
This don't count.
It's not real wood though. I don't think so. You smelled it?
I got a whiff. I got a whiff. It was like, yeah, bust those open. I think those.
I'm trying to open it without being like distracting.
So that was my answer. Just not being alone. Just having someone else there with you and to help you get through life, pretty much.
My turn.
Wait, no, it's my goal. You just went.
I just asked you. I said, what's the something big relationship?
Oh yeah, so it's my turn to pick though.
Shows you my turn to pick.
So, no, I didn't want to ask this so early on. Can I start over?
Flip it.
I gotta start over because that's like a spicy one. It's a little juicy, so I want to ask that towards the end. What superpower? Again with the superpowers, but this one is a little fun. So what superpower do you think would be most useful on a date? So you have choices. A, invisibility. B, flight. C, teleportation. Or D, mind reading.
Is it a first date or like a date in general?
I mean, I would assume that it's the first date. I guess let's go with the first date because
A superpower.
if it's like a few dates in, then why would you need? I mean, you might still need a superpower. You might want to read his mind. You might want to teleport to somebody over by the bar. Nah, that's okay.
I'll do both. If it's a first date, I feel like the teleportation will be fine. Because it's just like, if you having a conversation with somebody, you're spending time with this person for the first time, and you feel like it's not really going where you want it to go, you feel like you're wasting your time, then you could just poof. Like, poof. You could just like exit without having to explain yourself.
Like that show. What was that show? Was it Jimmy? Was it
Jimmy Neutron?
I don't think it was that. No, Fairy Odd Parents.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like you can just disappear. If it's a couple of dates in, or you're already in a relationship, I feel like a good superpower would be.
You probably would say mind reading, but because you said that in the previous answer, what would you do?
Yeah, I'd say mind reader. I'll have to say mind reader again. It'll be fun.
The other two is like flight or invisibility. I mean,
invisibility will be good on the first date.
On the first date
or if you feel like you can't trust them. Because if you disappear and you're still there, you can see what they're going to do.
You can see what they're getting into, yeah.
That's a good one. Is there a couple you admire and why? If not, why? Where am I going?
I feel like this is a good couple to admire, but Michelle and Barack Obama.
Oh, that one too. That's
yeah,
nice. I admire them too.
Their bond, it shows through, you know, and you can see how strong they are individually and together. Yeah. And they're both two very empowering people. So
they have their own identities, and they also have like the little bond.
Right, and he was a whole president. Like, you could tell she's like, you know, confident in him. She loves him. She helps push him and things of that sort. And it seems like he does the same for her. And she's there striving, doing her stuff. And then their parents too. Yeah, and they have 2 kids, and they've been together for a long time, right? I think so. So they like these other couples that be, you know, flippity floppity all over the internet with their nonsense. Right. Like. They obviously probably have their issues, but they're really strong. They seem like they're really strong. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people probably wouldn't automatically think of them as being like an admiring couple. I mean, it might be, but yeah. If not, oh well. Right. I'm sticking with Team Obama. Yeah, I like them too. If you could have 24 hours of romance, how would you like to spend that day? It would be like a vacation somewhere. I mean, it's 24 hours though, so. Go somewhere for 24 hours though. You could go like on a road trip. That's always nice. You could go on a road trip early that day, spend the whole day there. Yeah. Or like book a flight somewhere in the States, you know. We would probably go to like Miami or somewhere hot. Because right now it's cold here. So somewhere hot, tropical, a nice little hotel with like trying food and stuff. Because I feel like when you try new things together, it kind of, I don't know what it does. Maybe it's not the same for everyone, but I feel like when we try new things together, like whether it's food or it brings you activities or adventures, like not closer together, but like it's something like, new for both of us. Yeah, so it's fun like a moment and experience that you guys are sharing together at the same time. I think we're romantic. It's a setting, like you can do anything. You don't want to be too bougie or whatever, like. Be like, I'll be happy with a walk in the park. Because it's not necessarily about the money you make. It's about what y'all doing. Like, you make good at what you got. I feel like I'm speaking English. You know what I mean, though? Yeah. Cinnabons are really messy to eat, but they taste really good. What are your favorite things to do on Valentine's Day and why? Spend it with you, my love. Aww. You know, but... this is our first Valentine's Day. Well, Valentine's Day is tomorrow, but it's like our first Valentine's Day. Yeah, and then like being together. Maybe like thumbnail. I would say just spending time with my boyfriend. We don't even have to go out necessarily. We could just be in the house, relaxing, you know, chilling. It'd be the little things. Yeah. And I'm not even too materialistic in that sense to where it's like we have to go out, I have to get a gift, you know, like we can just literally stay in the house all day. Or if we do go out, my favorite place to go, because you know we're New York City girls, so my favorite place to go is Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, that's
and like go to like the promenade because it's so beautiful. That's like my safe place. I love it over there. That was a good one. I'm making a mess. So, what do you believe are the key factors to having a successful relationship?
Based off the experiences I had thus far, the key factors to have a successful relationship, I feel like would be communication is definitely a big one. Like definitely communication, because if you guys cannot communicate properly, or when you have issues with each other, or you want to get something across to one another, it's not really like you're kind of wasting your time because he's not understanding what you're saying. You don't understand what he's saying. He can't see where you coming from. You can't feel where he's coming from. Communication is a big thing, and I feel like nowadays you see a lot of couples when they have issues with one another, it goes to the Instagram stories, it goes to Snapchat,
like
it goes to
everybody
Facebook.
Don't need to know your business.
Why is it that you guys?
And why is it that your significant other is finding out about stuff
on the internet,
right,
like,
before he even or she even talks to you?
It doesn't make any sense. You guys are in a relationship with each other, not your thousands of followers.
Right.
So it's just like, it shouldn't go to the gram. It should go to one another. Like communication is definitely one of them. You said 3, right?
I just said what do you feel like are the key factors? So it could be however many you believe.
I'll just put 3. So communication. Another thing I feel like would be is honesty. Being honest is important because, you know, I'm not sure some people are okay with living in lies. It's just easier to be honest. So like when
that
things come
conscience
out,
gonna get you.
Yeah, eventually it's gonna come out. Like we all know the truth comes out eventually. So it's just easier to just be upfront, be honest with them. I feel like no one really likes being lied to. Some people tolerate it and are comfortable with it, depending on the circumstances. Because you know how there's some people who are married and they kind of know that their other is cheating on them. But as long as everything is good and no one knows about it, it's fine. You know, so I guess like for that situation,
that's weird to me. I don't get that. I don't like that.
But I guess for a situation like that, you know, it's fine. But it's just easier to be honest. Like you should keep it 100.
So you're pretty much saying like unless you're okay with living that type of lifestyle, like in your relationship, then you shouldn't. Yeah. Like, then you should always be honest. Pretty much.
If you used to lay next to someone, you should keep it 100 with them. Like definitely. And 3, you gotta do things to keep things spicy and to keep things not so routine all the time. Yeah. Routines are good, but not when it comes to
like you don't want to get comfortable to where it's like it gets boring.
Yeah, you want to keep things spicy.
This is so pretty, guys. Look at the box.
Yeah, it's so pretty. Nice. It's not that cheap paper.
Right, and I feel like it's a can that you can use afterwards too. Like even after you eat all the chocolates, put something in it.
That's mad cute. Keep things fresh. Like you know, you don't want to be boring, and you don't want things to be, especially if you plan on being with someone for a very long time. You guys gonna change as people, so you gotta keep up with.
If you want longevity.
Yeah, longevity.
Throughout your relationship. And we should have opened this before. Look. Come over here. It smells really good though.
It does. This looks so nice. Those look so cute. I just hope I don't eat the one with the orange filling.
I can tell the darker one is definitely dark chocolate. And I'm not a big fan of dark chocolate, but
send away.
I'm done.
Alright, ladies and what age did you get your first Valentine and what did y'all do? The people want to know.
Your butt knocking me.
It was supposed to be the microphone.
I'm done. I don't remember, to be honest. I don't think I ever really had like someone ask me, do you want to be my Valentine?
For real?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, maybe when I was probably like in 3rd grade, 2nd grade.
What y'all do?
But I don't remember, so that's the thing. I don't know.
They give you a card.
We probably just held hands and walked in the hallway like
my Valentine. That's because you know.
One of these, like.
Now you know in elementary school, if you have a boo or something, or you talk to somebody, you gotta make sure people see y'all walk around, cause you know.
Yeah. So they already know, like, oh yeah, that's gonna be her Valentine this year.
Especially if they're like in a different class, cause you know elementary, y'all in the same class all day. I'm done.
And then you see each
other.
Finally
get to see you. You gotta make sure.
And then you see each other in the courtyard, and y'all be doing that eye contact from across. You ate the last strawberry.
There's more. There's more. You wasn't thinking about it till you see me eat it. No. Oh,
name 3 songs you would put on a Valentine's Day playlist or soundtrack.
It would be 1+1 by Beyonce.
That's cute.
That Janae Eco song that she did on the show with Flawless.
How you like triggered? I don't think you're talking about that one.
No. I know everything about Janae Eco. Hold up.
You guys, this little bear sings, so I got it for Jasmine.
You should play it.
We're gonna be waiting forever, guys.
Forever?
Forever? Never ever. Ooh, cute.
Stay ready. That's the name of the song. Stay ready. Gotta stay
Oh my
ready.
God.
Yeah. There's no place quite like it. Yeah, that song. You found it. So, Stay Ready by Janae. 1+1 by Beyonce.
Okay.
Last one will have to be Genuine. My whole life has changed. That's a good classic.
She made her 3.
Yeah. That's
made
a
up
good
your
song.
3. Okay. Those are good ones.
Differences. That's the name of the song. Yeah.
Oh, you know that one though.
That's a good song. That have like a little throwback. I feel like when you do a playlist, you gotta have some throwbacks. You gotta have some new back.
The oldies but goodies.
What do you think is a common misconception people have about Valentine's Day?
I would say the fact that people feel like you have to necessarily spend it with your significant other, which this is a prime example for you right here. You don't necessarily have to, but it's cute. Like, it's nice to spend it with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, the fact that people be like, oh, like, because it's Valentine's Day, so you buying them flowers and this and that. Like, I get it, but then it's also like, okay, it's Valentine's Day, so I'm getting flowers. You get what I'm saying? It's not just like, oh, you only love them on this day, or you're only showing love to them on this day. Like, I don't think
you should love year round.
Yeah, I feel like, because you don't know, like, what if that person do, like, out of the blue randomly buy, you know, flowers. I feel like I'm chatting, but you know what I'm trying to say?
I feel like you're trying to say that when someone sees somebody else treat them on Valentine's Day,
they be quick to judge and say,
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, year round they do this all the time. You're just seeing them do it on
Or like literally just earlier we were in the supermarket and a guy was like, Valentine's Day, that's a fake holiday. And like he was just going off, and then he started talking about, oh, because people only buy you know, stuff for their significant other on Valentine's Day. Like, they only show their love on that day. Like, you don't know that.
Exactly.
Like, you don't know that.
The person you spend Valentine's Day with, or the person you show love to on Valentine's Day, it could be anybody. It could be your neighbor. It could be your dog. It could be yourself. If you have no one, treat yourself.
Not the dog.
You know, treat yourself. Treat your mom. Treat your dad. I keep burping. Treat your mom. Treat your dad. It could be anyone you care about, anyone you love. You work with somebody and you feel like they've been down lately. You know, February 14th come up. You can give them flowers, buy them lunch. You know, it don't have to just be about hearts and balloons. It could just be anything. Just show someone love. Do something for yourself.
Yeah.
Go get a wax, you know?
Go get a wax. Yeah, and treat yourself too. That's another misconception. Like, it don't necessarily have to be just for the person that you're with. You can, you know, self-care. You can go treat yourself. Go get a massage. Go get a facial. Go get your lashes done.
Your kids too. My grandma used to buy me and my sister Valentine's Day treats and candies every year. Like, you know, It could be anyone, literally.
Oh, we're down to the last 2. I think this is the spicy one.
Oh my God.
What is your biggest turn on? Lord mercy.
Wait, Nana, fast forward this part. You're watching it, fast forward. No, it doesn't have to be, you know, in that way. Cause I feel like
no, in that way. No, let me stop.
And like when he takes initiative to do things, and when he gives direction to do things, also. Cause I feel like,
see, if you're thinking of what I'm thinking, then you know what I'm thinking.
Cause I feel like some people are really afraid to do both of them. They don't want to be the first one to do something, and they're afraid to ask someone else what they want.
Yeah.
So when someone shows that confidence, it's the confidence in it that, you know, 21.
Okay, we'll take that.
Yeah, confidence. Yeah, definitely the confidence behind it. Last question is,
We didn't eat our chocolate roses. They're cute though.
why do you think it's difficult for some millennials to find true love?
So not exposing your relationship pretty much, and I feel like that's where millennials today go wrong. Letting the whole world know what they're going through, when they're going through it, what time of the day, how they felt, what they was eating, what they was wearing.
Mm-hmm. But that person
when whatever it is happened, you know. So it's like,
I feel, you know, it's so crazy because today Don and I were talking about people who post things online for assurance. So I feel like millennials get it messed up where they feel like they have to post things online, because then it's like you get into a relationship with someone and let's say a month go by and they don't post you, you feel some type of way because then you feel like they're trying to hide your relationship. But there's a difference between being private and being secret. Like, you're not in secret, but you don't have to post all the time. So I feel like that's something that it's what causes millennials to struggle with maintaining relationships, because things like that, they feel like, oh, he's trying to keep you a secret.
yeah, like ain't nobody trying to keep you a secret, girl.
Maybe they are.
So, yeah, well, I feel like there's so many answers to that question.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot.
You can help me then.
Well, I feel like another thing that makes it harder for millennials to be in relationships is what?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I mean, it was my question. I just thought of something, so let me answer before I forget. All right, so I would say watching other people, other couples, trying to imitate what they're doing, how they're doing it, trying to be like them. Like, that's where you're going wrong, boo-boo, because you don't need to be watching anybody else. Like, just worry about your fort, holding it down, and, you know, doing what you have to do to maintain your relationship, as opposed to focusing on another person's relationship and what they have going on.
Something else I feel like is important is, well, that makes it hard for people to be in a relationship is when you don't get over things that happened in your past, it kind of shows up in your relationships later on. Yeah. So there's people who struggle with honesty, like the important factors that we talked about earlier: honesty, communication, keeping things spicy, because they didn't really have that foundation growing up. So they're kind of trying to learn it. They're trying to, what am I saying? they're not. They're
trying to build on something that they don't have any comprehension of.
So if you grew up watching your parents lie to each other, watching them argue and fight because they can't communicate properly, you may think that's the right way to be. So then you try it with someone else, it doesn't really work out. How do you feel?
Let's do a bonus round. Like a random question.
I got a question. Are you still hungry?
Because you heard my stomach growl. It's probably because all of this that I'm putting in my stomach. You didn't even try one of the chocolate.
I'm scared. There's always like a weird taste on the inside when you can't see from the outside.
But yeah, choose the same one. Like, oh.
I'm gonna choose one of the light ones. Wait, isn't this the one that had you said coconut and stuff inside?
Girl, it got peanut butter and maybe some coconut. I don't know what it got in it. Crunchy. What do you admire most about your significant other?
I know what I'm trying to say, but I know there's a word for it. Perseverance? What is that? I forgot.
Perseverance?
I know it's something good.
I think you got it. Perseverance.
Because I want to make sure what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking, I hope is that. I think it's something else, but... Siri. Sarah. God, definition. Oh. Perseverance.
Shout out to my brother Don.
Persevere. There we go. Okay, so perseverance is persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. So that's definitely something I admire most about him. Like, no matter what's going on, like literally the world could be crashing and he's still gonna get done what he has to get done. He's still gonna keep pushing and he's gonna encourage the ones around him to do the same thing too. So nothing can get in his way of trying to get things.
That's so funny
accomplished.
because I feel the same way about Carvel.
Very like he's very hands on. He's very like okay, I don't know how we gonna get it done, but we gonna get it done.
Right.
So,
and that's what you need like in a relationship.
Yeah,
you need somebody
definitely.
like that for sure.
like you guys gotta be each other's rock, and he's definitely my rock because he has
Aw.
perseverance.
Get to enjoy that.
I had fun.
Yeah, this has been fun.
I'm happy we did this video together.
Me too. Aww.
I'm done.
Yo, we're so cheesy. Jinx, again.
Well, I guess that's it. If you guys have a significant other that you get to spend Valentine's Day with and you watch this video, thank you for watching. If not, you get to spend it with us and watch the video because it should be up on Valentine's Day, hopefully. It has to be because anytime after it don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
So thank you for watching this video and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.